So it's basically
This is a little different. Does it make sense? You never seen it before.
minus negative 3, which would equal 12, or plus 8.
Before I go over homework, I can explain this homework thing. So it says to draw your first and last initial on a graph. This each ordered pair that is an endpoint and give the slope. So this is what I mean. Like I'm gonna make a graph, and I would put my first initial here.
Really? We're watching Fortnite now. That sounded like a gold scar in Fortnite Battle Royale.
Okay, so here's my first initial, and then maybe I want to get creative and I want to put my second initial down here. Okay, I'm literally just drawing letters. Okay, so my list of points would be 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be negative 4, comma 1, and then I have another point. Who else is on that? Oh, good. Negative 2, comma 6, right? And then I'm also going to say the slope between those points. I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I went over 2. Does everybody understand the assignment?
It's something like that.
And
I
that's
understand it.
And that's for what? The
homework.
Yeah, for 6?
Oh, the homework. No, homework. Draw your first and last initial on a graph. List each ordered pair that is an endpoint and give the slope of each line. That's the homework.
Each line. What do you mean by
Oh, for today?
Oh, each letter?
Okay.
Get the slope of each letter?
No, of each line. Like I have a slope here, and then I have a different slope here.
Oh, there's only one slope for B though.
And there's only one slope for B undefined.
That's gonna be terrible.
Okay.
JW.
So if you have a curvy name, like if your initials are SS, you're probably not doing slope unless you want to make it like a sharp S.
Miss, what about?
I'm good. You know why? Because I'm AP.
Yours is very similar to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like pretty much done.
I know. That's good.
Miss, what
I'm
about?
good. Well, the first one's good for me. So I can just copy negative 4, 1.
What about JW?
Anyway, the point is I've seen some students just need a little bit of time thinking about how it goes X, Y, and how rise over run is. So it's something that you guys can't all copy off each other because you have different initials.
Well, basically, mine is the same thing as yours.
Yeah, we heard. Okay, moving on.
Miss, the slope is 7 over 2.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So going on to number 1, we're doing slope formula.
No,
it's not 10.
It's 7 over what's negative 8.
Yeah, 7 over negative 2.
All right, probably the most useful formula for your exam.
It's 7 over negative 2, Tony.
Slope
It's
formula.
minus positive 6.
Oh, shoot. No, it's not minus positive 6.
So I'm going to do 4 minus a negative 3.
It's negative 8 minus
Negative 8 minus negative 6.
So negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2.
Whenever you're doing slope formula and you have minus and negative, that becomes addition.
That's exactly what I got. Can I get extra credit for doing that?
There's our slope. This is called getting actual credit.
I know what they're saying.
That's actual real credit.
I get test credit.
You got a non-zero credit for that question.
Now I got 15. This is usually where I stop.
Well, number 2 is a lot more difficult to write a slope intercept equation for the line with those points. So another arrival. Is it JROTC?
Why is everybody late?
Miss, is it?
We're all in JROTC.
Miss, I think I know why.
So like, when is everybody else gonna come?
Imagine being in JROTC.
I know the answer. Y equals 3.5x plus just 3.5x. There's no y intercept.
Wait, write a slope intercept equation for the line.
There's 2 ways we could find a y-intercept. We could draw the graph.
No.
Who's drawing the graph? Nobody? Okay. It's a great strategy, okay? Picturing a graph, getting on graph paper, extending the slope between these 2 points and finding the y-intercept, great. The strategy, if you cannot graph, is to actually plug in what you know.
If I had graph paper, I'd like to graph it.
I'm going to give graph paper for the assignment. Plug in what you know. Alright, so we know the model, the slope-intercept model.
Might as well just want to put
And
so it's y equals
we know
negative
that's going to
7
go
over
in.
2. So basically y equals negative 7 over 2x plus something.
What we need is the y-intercept.
You should do it on that graph.
So we are going to use x and y to find b. We did this before, but it was a long time ago. Let's use x1 and y1. What we have is 2 points. Well, we have 2 points. This is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. So let's use x1 and y1. So right here where y is, I'm going to put -3, and right here where x is, I'm going to put -6. I feel like we got this a problem like this yesterday in the book
Miss, I honestly think this is a lot easier than graphing.
So -7 times -6 would be a positive 42 over 2 plus b.
42 divided by 2 is 26. Wow, I wasn't even close.
Not 26. Dude, that's so easy.
So if you're drawing a graph, be quiet, be quiet. If you're drawing a graph, you would have had to extend all the way to -24. Is that what your pattern looked like when you drew it? Yeah. So that's a pretty long extension to get all the way down to -24. So our final answer.
Doesn't matter, just drink it. It has carbonation.
-7 over 2x minus 24.
What is that red dot?
Yeah, what is that red dot?
Calm down. Drink it. No. I know.
Alright, so since there's still a couple people out in the JROTC thing, instead of checking homework, I'm gonna go right into some EOC questions.
Yeah. Miss, did you know water and milk have the same boiling point?
Sophia, why are you on your phone?
It's 100 for both. Why would you know this? Because I watched
Sidemen. You watch Sidemen?
What percent of water is
I love
milk?
the Sidemen.
What percent of milk is water?
Well, they have the same density.
It's density?
You know kangaroos have 3.
Yeah, you they have 3 eyes. Right. Eyes? 3 breasts.
Oh, yeah? No. You don't
Patrick, take a That's what I meant. Put your phone.
Alright, so yesterday we did a couple of these. We're back at it. I don't think anyone's gonna get this. I don't think anyone's gonna get
I
this.
genuinely think it's really easy.
Let me
13.
okay.
Yeah, 13.
13.
That was pretty
Yeah.
Is your fine with it being 13? Okay.
Macedonian is 6, 8, 10.
Okay, letter A. Looking at this table, if f of A is 8, what is A? I guess that's easier than I thought. So here I'm gonna look at the table and find where f of A equals 8. This shows f of A, and here's 8. So that means A is 13. So number 1, A equals You guys are good with that? Function notation. If A is Z, what is A? Alright, and you guys know we just talked about this recently. Domain is X values. So go ahead and make a list of X values. I'd like for you to list it with these fancy brackets.
You just say X and then equals all real numbers.
It's not all real numbers.
It's not all real numbers.
It's only all real numbers if you have an equation. This isn't an equation, it's just a table.
6, 8, 10, 13, 14. 22 and a half. Nah, it's TP your family. It's AP, but
Okay. When you just have a table and you're listing domain and range, it's just the numbers that you see. So the domain, and actually, you guys, I put X here, but technically, I should put A, because this is typically X, Y, but right now it's shown as A, F of A. Ready for another one? Really, Benjamin? Do you have a question?
what's your middle name? Edward. My initials are Jew. We get it.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Edward.
Read the scenario below. Sketch a graph that shows the relationship between time spent traveling and the speed of the taxi. So I wish that you guys had this printed out in front of you and you could write on it, but that's just not the story here. All right, let's be silent. Let's see if you guys can be silent for 60 seconds so everybody can read that.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Come on, Mike. Good job. No one talking, I'm not done.
The question is to draw the.
I think it's an exponential.
So you guys on your paper start with this. You know, go 10 to 50 in the speed column, but skip one. So we're gonna go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then times we're going to 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
24, 50. You didn't make me after this.
Yeah, I'll use the DRT camera.
Just
they have like a method for instruction there? No.
Sorry?
But there's something new.
Tony Daniel Pacheco.
And what's
Oh wait, yo, you go to
Come
YouTube?
on, man. YouTube?
Caller?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about it. Like, because he wants me to stay over. He's like,
like
I
you
have to go to YouTube. And I was like, oh, okay. Is it fun over there?
Draw it, Dominic. Draw it.
I heard that there was food out.
Draw it. Draw the taxi. You might make a mistake. Do it in pencil.
This is an EOC question.
This is an EOC question. So let's see. Should it start it? A taxi cab in the city picks up a customer and pulls out into traffic. Yeah, so we're starting at 0 times 0 speed. The person getting in the car is at a stop when the person gets in the car. So this is, we're starting at 0, 0. We don't know how long it takes them to get to 30. It says they accelerate gradually. So
That's 26.
I mean, a minute is pretty gradual, but that's gonna look really steep. I'm just gonna gradually get to 30. Mine took 5 minutes, so that's way too long.
If you took 5 minutes to get to 30.
Yeah, you're in trouble. I'm with you. Let's make it a minute. Mine's 2 minutes.
Wait, we have to make a guess?
Yeah, it's not exact. It says gradually gets to 30 miles per hour. So here's the miles per hour, and here's the minute.
This would 5 minutes be logical?
No, 5
Dude,
minutes is too
Teslas can
long.
do that in like 2 seconds.
The point though is that we're in cities and you're pulling out into traffic, so you're slowly. It says you're gradually getting into 30. It holds the speed for 3 minutes. So however long yours went, you need to hold for 3 minutes. Mine was 2. I'm here at 2 minutes, so I'm gonna stay constant for 3.
Miss, I don't know. It's a taxi cab. Those things accelerate like a snail.
The taxi then slows down to stop at a red light. Oh man.
Oh shoot, I want
0 miles per hour on the red light. Yeah, this is a 3 minute. This is a 3 minute constant speed. Slow down to 0 miles per hour. After 2 minutes, when the light turns green, it turns onto a major road and accelerates steadily to 45 miles per hour. So I'm gonna show 2 minutes down here not moving. Now, even though the line's going forward, that just means time is going on and there's no speed happening. So now I'm gonna jump up 45 miles per hour. It doesn't say, Tony, and that's what makes people uncomfortable with this. There really isn't enough details to help us out. Okay. We're back up to 45 minutes. It maintains the speed for 10 minutes. So it depends what time you're at. This so far in my story, it's been 10 minutes. So I'm going to stay at 45 up until 20 minutes. Finally, the taxi comes to a gradual stop and lets the customer out.
Miss, I was in there for a total of 6
I love doing that. I love hearing stories and drawing lines for them. Hope you guys do too.
He was in the cab for 40 minutes. 5 minutes to stop it?
Yeah.
I was in there for
No,
like
you're
15
right.
minutes. Call the taxi right
What? Listen, we're going through everything they have. Okay. Next week we're actually going to do practice tests. So I'm going through these questions this week, but next week you're going to take a whole no calculator practice test and a whole calculator practice test. Yeah, half of it's no calculator, but it's questions like this where we didn't even need to think about that.
Yeah, but like if we even get the slightest thing wrong, would it be wrong? Like would it be like
Yeah.
there's no partial?
The Jones family walks along a trail going uphill, then follows the same path downhill. This graph depicts the elevation along the trail for the round trip. A. Identify and interpret the intercepts. B. Identify and interpret the intervals in which the graph is increasing. Write 2 complete sentences right now. Read it and answer it. Writing sentences. You don't have to draw a graph this time. You're writing sentences.
For A, right?
Do A and B.
I already finished. Actually, A is the y-intercept is 150. No, it's a little more. It's literally 150. No, that's not halfway. That is not halfway. That's more than halfway. That is not more than halfway. That is more than halfway. That's go ahead.
That is halfway. Wait, you want to say 165?
That's more. I say 160, 170. That's not halfway. That is not halfway. You can see the bottom is way bigger than the top. I'd say it's 160, 170. So the y value is 160. I'd say. I'd say.
Let's hear your sentence.
No.
Letter A. Identify and interpret the intercept.
No.
Love it. Well done.
Miss, what'd you say that's on?
You guys stop yelling. Let Lauren talk. Elevation in meters.
You mean
It's 160 under 70. Snow is 150. There is no way. If that's halfway.
Lauren, I love your answer. The family began at an altitude of 150 meters. I use the word altitude. You could use elevation. Elevation's given. But that's the only intercept here. You identified the intercept correctly, and you interpreted it correctly. Now interpret the intervals in which the graph is increasing. Who can do that in a complete sentence? Okay. Okay, 600. Well, we started at 150 and we ended up at about 625. So you can say the family climbs up to an elevation of like 600. For 5 kilometers. You can say then begins descending. Going down the hill is called descending. There's so many right ways to say this, but the family climbs up. He identified how high they went, and it was right here. They went up for 5 kilometers, and then they started going down. So they probably turned around. They went up 5 and then turned around. So it doesn't look like they're going back this way, but as they hit 10 kilometers, they're probably back at their original destination.
There's no way that's 150. It's over. It's over. Yes, 160, 170. Because if it was 150, it would have been in the middle. It's not in the middle. The top is like way less than the bottom. Yeah.
Hi, Jay.
All right, Jasmine supervises movie night for children at her neighborhood clubhouse. The first Friday of each month, she's paid $12 for supervising and $8 per child that comes. The following graph represents the relationship between the number of children and her earnings. What is the average rate of change in Jasmine's earnings when the number of children changes from 1 child to 4 children?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, take some time and read it. Write it down. Calculate it yourself. What is the rate of change?
What's the average rate of change?
Man, hire me for that.
Wait, for the
Getting to watch a movie for free. And
from 1 to 4. 2 or 2 and 1 or 2. 1, 2. Well,
I do want to remind you right now that rate of change is a synonym with slope. Math synonym.
You pay for children?
No, it's because
$8 per child.
no, they added the first cost.
Yeah, because these are going up by 4s. This is 4, 8, 16. So when it changes from 1 to 4, so for one child, she got $20. And for 4 children, she got 44. If I'm reading that correctly. So if you're asked about average rate of change, just find the slope. Even if it's a curved line, for rate of change, you can find slope. For 4 kids there, yeah.
Oh, for 4 kids. So you're paying
No one kid.
That's so worth it.
No, actually she gets $12 just to show up. If no kids come, the clubhouse is giving her $12 for her time for coming. It says $12 for supervising and $8 per children.
Oh, we're really finding the slope.
It all makes sense. $8 per child. So the average rate of change when it changes from 1 child to 4 child is $8 per child. Alright, do that again. I don't know if you can read it. That black bar in the way. This is A, I guess. And this is B. What is the average rate of change in Jasmine's earning when the number of children changes from 6 to 7? So I'll tell you 6 is $60. And 7 children is 68. So go ahead and do your slope, your rate of change.
You would listen to Drake.
Alright, $8 per child. So it doesn't matter if she has 20 kids in there or 2 kids in there, she's getting $8 per child. So what's Jasmine doing? She's going out and inviting kids. Come on in. Come on in. You guys are weird. I'm talking about money. Money.
I'm talking about free Wi-Fi, free V-Bucks.
Last one.
Like level 65.
Pizza Palace offers 5 sizes. You got your personal pizzas for 8 inches. This seems like pretty big personal pizza. You got a small for 10 inches, a medium for 12 inches, and a large for 14, and extra large for 16 inches.
Those are way too big.
The cost of making a pepperoni pizza can be expressed as a function of the diameter. What is the rate of change from an 8-inch to a 16-inch pizza, and what does this value mean in the context of this problem? All right, I just did this with you. You guys go. Do your rate of change.
It's basically the same thing as we don't have a graph. 8 into 16. Hold on. So, but they're like in freaking decimals. Yeah. Gotta get my calculator out. You know my handy dandy calculator.
So far, all of our problems have really been like non-calculator section problems. This is the first one I think we're trying to show.
Handy dandy calc. What? Photo man?
Asher, did you do it? Asher, would you pay $10 for a 16-inch pizza? Yeah.
Whoa, $10 for a 16-inch pizza?
Or you just not realize the
Pizza Palace is quality.
Isn't that from Toy Story?
Idiot.
Tony, really, bro?
What?
Hey.
Oh, we got it.
Does somebody work for me?
Yeah, because it says 8-inch.
Why do they have so many like they have too big of pizzas? These are way too big.
I got 7.54.
Alicia. Aren't these pizzas too big? Like who's gonna eat a 16-inch pizza?
Like every family ever, Tommy. Like we get bigger pizzas than that for a whole family.
I've been to Tallahassee and we've had a 36-inch pizza.
What?
Yeah. It was huge. The slices were like this, all the way down to like here. It was huge. I ate it with a fork, with a knife.
What do you think? Gabe can't.
I cut it like a steak. I cut it like a steak and then started eating it. It was pretty good though. It was meat lovers too.
Guarantee Gabe ate 3/4 of that.
I don't know if Gabe was. I don't know if Gabe was there. We don't need no one Yeah, but they have a 36-inch pizza. Bigger than
All right, guys. So, did you get .94? Yeah. Fine. Do you know what it means?
Yes.
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah.
I made a really good sentence. I don't know about you guys. This means that each inch of pizza costs 94 cents. So that's their proportion. They say if we're gonna give you one more inch, it's gonna cost about $1 more. Another inch, 94 cents more. Okay. Open your notebooks to yesterday's work so I can give you credit for it. Page R4, number 1 through 7. You should have had questions on number 6 and 7, I think.
Yeah, Miss. I finished. Honestly, it was really misleading.
Damn, I wish it cost that much to like. I wish it was $1 per inch for real. Pay for like 6 of them. Should just pay like $100. Now, $100.
You're right. So you got to think for number 5, it was 60 balloons. No, $60 for 15 balloons. So that means, quick math, that's $4 per balloon.
I got that.
So the cost is $4 per balloon. So for 20 balloons, it'd be $80.
Hold on.
It's actually not that. There's no way. For 20 balloons, it'd be $80.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Specialty balloons.
Tony, would you buy 20 balloons for $80?
No.
I'm going to Party City and buying 10 for $5.
Exactly. Or just go to Dollar Tree, which is not even $1 anymore. That's crazy. Why did they change the prices at Dollar Tree? That's crazy. Break taxes, man. To be honest, who even pays for taxes?
You should just be yourself. Right now, you someone else.
Where is it?
When I get the feeling. He's like my dad.
I'm late.
Did you know that?
You. Holiday? Yeah, me neither.
Page R4 is numbers 1 through 7. Oh, you have to draw your initials on a graph and then find the slope of each line. Like BM would be yours.
Georgia, did you do the assignment?
Right? No, it's yeah, BM.
You lost it?
Yeah, we have. No, you have to do your first thing.
Will said we didn't.
And you would have to do
Sorry, autistic.
I know.
Alright, you guys, I'm gonna give you, please get out graph paper for your assignment today. If you don't have any, I'll give you a little piece.
Yes, I think so. I walk around here in my graphic. Dude, all I eat is yeah, that's what they all say. Einstein would have graphic. Think about that. Einstein, I am 100%.
Your first and last initial. Your first and last initial. Your first and last initial. Initial.
Why you always gotta go?
Go to the music one. All the good kids right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what the music one? There's a bunch of good kids in that class. It's legit.